Good afternoon, my dear students. How are you, my dear students? I'm fine. Did you learn last week Unit 1 and Unit 2? Good. So, today's topic we are going to discuss periodic trends in properties. As you already know about the periodic variation in the periodic table by atomic number. So periodic trends are like atomic radius, ionic radius, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, and electronegativity. How it's how it's increasing or decreasing in periods or group. We are going to learn from this periodic trends in properties. Okay, so periodic trends in properties. What is periodic trends? It's observed in physical and chemical behavior of elements. So physical and chemical behavior of elements are generally known as periodic trends in properties. Okay, so we have totally 5 periodic trends: atomic radius, ionic radius, ionization enthalpy, that means energy, and electron gain enthalpy. What is electron gain enthalpy? Electron affinity. So the another name of electron gain enthalpy is electron affinity. And fifth one is electronegativity. We are going to discuss briefly about these 5 periodic trends in the modern periodic table. So what is the first one? Atomic radius. So atomic radius. What is the first property? Atomic radius. Atomic radius. So what is atomic radius? You take, for example, you can take one atom. So atom should contain one nucleus and orbitals. Okay, orbital. So this is nucleus, this is first orbital, and this is second orbital. So distance from the center of the nucleus to outermost shell. Okay, so the distance from center of the nucleus to outermost shell is known as atomic radius. So take one atom. So you can mark the center of that nucleus. So this is center of the nucleus. So this is nucleus. This is center of the nucleus. So from the center of the nucleus, this distance is known as radius of that atom, radius of that particular atom. Okay, so you can take hydrogen. So hydrogen, we have only one orbital. So this orbital contains one electron. So from the center of the nucleus to outermost shell. What is outermost shell? This is outermost shell or outermost orbital. So from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell or the valence shell containing one electrons. Okay, so the distance from center of the nucleus to the valence shell containing outermost shell is known as the radius of atom. So we can call this is atomic radius. Atomic radius. This is radius of one atom. So we can call this is atomic radius. So say the definition of atomic radius. Atomic radius is defined as the distance between the center of its nucleus and the outermost shell containing the valence electron. Okay, so the distance between the center of the nucleus and the outermost shell containing the valence electron, So the distance between these two is known as atomic radius. There is no possibility to measure this only one atom or the isolated atom for to find out the atomic radius. Okay, it's not possible to find out the atomic radius for an isolated atom directly. So totally we have two types of measurement to measuring the atomic radius. Totally two types. First one is covalent radius. Covalent radius. Second one is metallic radius. Okay, so first one is covalent radius, second one is metallic radius. So what is covalent radius, what is metallic radius, how we differentiate both? So covalent radius means the atoms are connected together by a covalent bond. Okay, by a covalent bond. So the measurement of the radius between atom which is connected by the covalent bond is covalent radius, and which are the atom are connecting with the metallic bond, it's known as metallic radius. Okay, so the atom which is connected by the metallic bond is generally we are using the measurement process is metallic radius to find out the atomic radius. And if the atom is connected by the covalent bond, then you can use it a covalent radius method to find out the atomic radius. What is the first type? First type is covalent radius. Covalent radius. As you know already about the covalent radius, atom which is connected by a covalent bond or which is linked together by a covalent bond is we use here covalent radius measurement to find out the atomic radius of that particular molecule or particular atom. So what is covalent radius? It is 1/2 of the internuclear distance between the two identical atoms linked together by a single covalent bond. So here they mention two atoms are linked together by a covalent bond. Okay, so first you draw this one. So two atom which is linked together by a covalent bond. So one atom, first atom is connecting with the second atom by a bond. It is a covalent bond. Okay, so now the distance between one nucleus to the another nucleus is generally known as D. What is D? Distance between first nucleus to the second nucleus. Okay, this is D. Then see, it's 1/2 of the internuclear distance. So the internucleus distance, this is D. So D divided by 2. That means 1/2. Okay, so D divided by 2. This is known as R. That means the atomic radius of this one atom. Okay, so we can easily calculate this by 1/2 of the internucleus distance between two identical atoms linked together by a covalent bond. For example, here we take one example is Cl2 molecule. Cl2, what is Cl2? Chlorine molecule. So Cl2 molecules means how to draw the structure of that chlorine molecule. For example, we took here chlorine molecule. So chlorine molecule, what is how to draw the chlorine molecule? One chlorine, atom is connecting with the another chlorine atom. One chlorine atom is connecting with the another chlorine atom. So how to connect this with the another chlorine atom? By a covalent bond. So the distance between one nucleus with the another nucleus, this distance is D. It is generally known as D. And how it is connecting? By a covalent bond. So this is covalent bond. Okay, this is covalent bond. And this distance is D, and the radius of one chlorine atom is R. Okay, one chlorine atom is R. This is first chlorine and this is second chlorine. So first chlorine is connecting with the second chlorine by a covalent bond. So how to measure the distance between these two chlorine two chlorine atoms? How to calculate? It is measuring from the center of first chlorine nucleus to the center of second chlorine nucleus. Okay, so this is D. Here they given some data. D is 1.98 angstrom. Okay, 1.98 angstrom. They already given the experimental data for the for distance between one chlorine with the another chlorine. It is 1.98 angstrom. So how to calculate the radius of one chlorine? We should know the radius of one chlorine. We are going to calculate the radius of one chlorine. Okay, so the radius is generally noted here R, and for the chlorine atom, that's why it's mentioned here RCl. Okay, R means it is radius, Cl which atom we are going to calculate. You can write this in the subscript of this radius R. So what is the calculation for finding out the radius of chlorine atom? They are already given the experimental value. D is equal to 1.98 angstrom. So how to find out R value? First you write D, distance for chlorine atom bonded with the another chlorine atom. So what is the meaning of this DCl single bond Cl? Distance between one chlorine with the another chlorine. Okay, one chlorine is bonding with the another chlorine. It's DCl single bond Cl is equal to RCl plus RCl. So what is the meaning of this formula? Come here in this picture. Distance between one chlorine to the another chlorine is D. Okay. Then 1/2 of this distance, so D by 2. We should know the value. We should calculate the value D by 2. So if D by 2 means that is R, right? So this is R. This is 1 R, and the distance from here to here, this is another R. Okay, so the radius of one chlorine and radius of first chlorine and radius for the second chlorine, both are, if you add together, then you will get D value of this chlorine molecule. So they mention this in this equation, in this formula. DCl single bond Cl is equal to RCl plus RCl. What is RCl? Radius of one chlorine plus radius of another chlorine or second chlorine. Do the calculation. DCl single bond Cl equal to, how many RCl is there? Totally 2 RCl. Then we should calculate the radius of chlorine. So you can take this into the next side. In this side you can take this. RCl equal to DCl single bond Cl. Then what is the next step? We should calculate RCl. So RCl equal to DCl single bond Cl divided by 2. This 2. Okay. Then RCl equal to, what is the value of DCl single bond Cl? Is already given in the experimental data, 1.98 angstrom. So apply that value in this formula. So 1.98 angstrom divided by 2. So what's the value here? 0.99 angstrom is the value for radius of one chlorine atom. Radius of one chlorine atom. So we find out the radius of one atom by the covalent, by a covalent bond. Okay, by a covalent bond method. See this one. This is also chlorine molecule. So the chlorine, one atom and another atom, they are not formed a bond between that two atom. We can draw an atom like this also, because this is atomic orbital shape. Okay, so you already learned that shape of orbital. So you can write this one chlorine and another chlorine. So if they are overlapping together, or they are formed the bond between one chlorine to the another chlorine, then that will be show like this. Okay, this is overlapping area. They are overlapping together. So one orbit is combined with the another orbit of chlorine. Okay, first orbit of first chlorine orbit is combined with the second chlorine orbit. So we expected the distance of one chlorine molecule is from here to here, the distance. But if they are overlapping, the expected distance actually it reduces because of the formation of covalent bond between these chlorine atoms. So generally covalent radius is always shorter than the actual atomic radius. So we learned this. The distance between one atom with the another atom, or the internuclear distance, we calculated by the covalent radius method for the same atom, chlorine. Now we are going to calculate the internuclear distance between two different atoms. We can take the example A and B. We consider this A is one atom and B is another atom. Okay, so the distance between atom A with atom B. Okay, so this is internucleus distance between two different atom. First atom A, second atom B. Here we have one formula to calculating the internucleus distance between two different atoms like A and B. That is D, distance of A bond B. Okay, distance between A, B equal to RA, radius of A plus radius of B, minus 0.09 into XA minus XB. This is the formula which is proposed by Schoemaker and Stevenson. Okay, so this is one formula to find out the internucleus distance between two different atoms. So how to calculate this one? We are going to study this. For example, distance between HCl. What is HCl? Hydrochloric acid. So the distance between hydrogen and chlorine in the hydrochloric acid molecule. So the formula DHCl is equal to radius of H. How we can write this one H? Because A. Okay, so A is H. Then radius of B. What is B here? Cl. Right, Cl. Then what is the value? Minus 0.09 into XA. What is A? H. XA. sorry, XH minus XCl. Here RA means radius of A, RB means radius of B. What is XA? Electronegativity of A, XB electronegativity of B. And unit here we mentioned it is angstrom. So calculating the distance between internucleus distance between hydrogen and chlorine, they are given some experimental data for this hydrochloric acid. DHCl value is 1.28 angstrom. Okay, they are already given the experimental data. It's already in your book. So you see that one, 1.28 angstrom. Then the covalent radius of chlorine is 0.99 angstrom. So covalent radius of chlorine means RCl is equal to 0.99 angstrom. Okay. Then electronegativity for chlorine and electronegativity for hydrogen. This is 3 and this is 2.1. From this data, we are going to calculate the radius of hydrogen. So first you write DHCl equal to RH plus RCl minus 0.09 XCl minus XH. So see this one, which one is the greater value? 3 is greater value. So this is for XCl, that's why we written here XCl minus XH. Then write the values. What are the values you got for this equation? 1.28. Then RH value we don't know that, so write here RH. We have to find out this RH. And what is RCl value? It is 0.99 minus this value 0.09 into XCl. What is XCl? 3 minus XH 2.1. Okay, 1.28 equal to RH equal to 0 RH plus 0.99 minus 0.09. Then subtract this value and you will get the value is 0.9. Then what is the final value? 1.28 equal to RH plus 0.909. Then you can easily find out this RH value from this values. RH is equal to 1.28 minus 0.909. So what's the value? Final value? Subtract this and you will get the value 0.317 angstrom. So the unit should be in the angstrom. So we put here angstrom. So we calculated here the radius of hydrogen which is connecting with the chlorine. This is the calculation. Next type, metallic radius. So the definition for this metallic radius, it's also similar with the covalent radius. It is defined as 1/2 of the distance between two adjacent metal atoms in the closely packed metallic crystal lattice. So there we took only the covalent bond compounds. Here we take a metallic bond between two metals, between two metals. So you can take one crystal lattice. In closely packed metallic crystal lattice, so the distance between two adjacent metal atom. So you can take two metal atom. This is one metal atom. This is one metal atom. So the distance between the adjacent metal atom is known as the metallic radius. Okay, so 1/2 of the distance between two adjacent metal atom in the closely packed metallic crystal lattice. Okay, this is metallic crystal lattice, which is only contain the metals in this. Okay, so the metals are connecting together by a metallic bond. For example, you can take a metallic bond between copper with another copper. So copper, you know that this is one metal, and this is also one metal, both are same. So first copper, it connecting with the second copper by a bond. So which bond it is? It is a metallic bond. So the distance between one nucleus to the another nucleus of this copper, this two copper atoms, that distance is known as metallic radius. It is metallic radius. So the 1/2, the distance divided by 2, it's divided by 2 as like the previous one. So you will get R value. For this one, they are already given the data for this copper is connecting with the adjacent atom copper. So the value for this D is equal to 2.56. So how to find out the radius for this copper, one copper atom, how to find out? So D divided by 2. So R is equal to 2.56 divided by 2. You will get the answer 1.28 angstrom. You already know that the unit is angstrom, so you have to put this in the end of that value. It is angstrom. Okay, students, today's class over. You should learn this learn from today's topic metallic radius and covalent radius. So what's the definition of metallic radius and what is the definition of covalent radius? How to find out the metallic and covalent radius from this topic you should calculate. How to calculate that one, you should study that too. Okay, students, thank you.